You do know that I have 4 years of radio experience. I could definitely do that if you ever needed me to.
I know. Well, people
You're just afraid.
People like you better than me anyway. So.
That's not true.
That's so true.
Nobody I likes me better than you. Ray doesn't. Ray's told me.
What?
Ray's told me. Corey's all organized, and Matt, you're basically a clown in sunglasses. And I'm like,
trying to inception right now.
And?
All right, let's let Corey.
Yeah, I guess I got.
No, we're doing it live.
Shut
I've already started. The goddamn plane has crashed into the mountain. That's from The Big Lebowski.
Never seen that movie either.
Oh man, you're missing out. You actually, you know what? I don't know if you'll like that movie.
I don't think Corey would.
I
really don't think it's his cup of tea.
Although I do have something to say when we start the show because I watched Last Crusade this week, and it's still really good. But
that's a good week. That's a good week, sir.
But I think some of Frozen, the Disney film, was stolen from Indiana Jones, and I will tell you why after I intro the show. So here we go. What's up, nerds? Welcome to NGR Radio, episode 46. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Daring, and alongside me, as always, the crazy man, the one I love to talk to every week.
No one believes you.
Matthew Keel.
Hi!
Matt, so excited.
Me too. I don't even know why. I have no idea why I'm so
I know why. Because you know who's joining us?
I mean, oh yeah, it is. That's why. It's your fault, Ray.
Himself, Ray Osorio.
What's going on, guys? Rise above.
So excited. So, okay. It just sounds like you're flushing a toilet.
Everybody's excited.
On a cassette tape.
It is the biggest. I can't do Spicer. I can't.
Okay,
you know what? I didn't do this. So excited, I forgot to do that. There we go.
So I watched Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade last week. Spoilers.
Connery.
Still real good. We must go to Berlin.
All right, good. Quota met.
And so I noticed something. Okay, so at the end of the movie, spoilers for a 30-year-old movie, but at the end of the movie, when the Nazi lady is hanging down trying to grab the Grail, and he's holding onto her hand, and she slips and falls. So there's an interesting correlation that I made, and I've waited till now to bring it up because I don't want anybody else to steal my big bad theory. Okay, here we go. So the Nazi chick's name is Elsa, right? And Indy tells her to let it go, which is my Frozen correlation. It is stolen from Indiana Jones. Just saying. The most popular things from Frozen were stolen from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
I think you're reaching though a little bit.
You are reaching you're reaching further than some of Anita Sarkeesian's videos.
You know who didn't reach? You know who didn't reach far enough? Elsa, because she fell to her death. Womp womp.
Because she let it go.
I do want to say one thing though. R.I.P. Roger Moore.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, that sucks.
Oh my gosh.
Because right after like Indiana Jones, the Bond series has to be like one of the just biggest like influences on my younger life, like just seeing the different Bond movies and stuff like that. Like, and then I got into the books because of the movies, and then I was just like, hey, these aren't like the movies, but they're better.
Yeah. Did you read the rebooted 007 book series that came out like I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years at this point? And there's like 3 or 4 books.
I haven't read those yet. I read the old ones.
It's kind of based in the what's his name? Daniel Craig kind of universe where he's kind of a more aggressive, brooding Bond as opposed to like, the other Bonds. But
that's how he always was though.
What, more like Daniel Craig or more like
he wasn't. I mean, like in the books, he's definitely more like the
much more
suave,
aggressive,
suave, like, but introspective dude.
Yeah,
he's not just all swag and kicking ass and taking names like that. I mean, that's why those books sort of are still good.
Yeah.
Because if it would have been all aggressor, then it would have been weird. It would have been like, yeah, you can see that just about anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well then. Anyways, my point was that first book, Cartel Blanche, is really good. And I think so. Whoever's interested in 007 in the books and stuff should read that. So
I'll have to check those out.
But yeah, man, Roger Moore. This 007 movies, like, there's two movie series that me and my dad always bonded over, and one was Indiana Jones and one was 007, and it was just like, my dad was kind of like upset. So that kind of made me upset.
Yeah, movies my dad and I bonded over were kung fu and martial arts movies, because I'm a black belt in karate and all that fun stuff, and my dad trained me since I was like 4 years old. So definitely that's where we bonded most. That and then Street Fighter.
Yeah. That game comes out this week, by the way. Street Fighter.
Yeah, with its really, really dumb, like first person mode or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that was strange. Yeah. We have a wild moose has appeared.
A wild moose has appeared. And he's in the dark.
Yeah,
like a Grateful Dead album.
I don't think he knows he's here yet.
Oh, he knows.
Oh,
Are you sure?
No, he knows.
He knows.
He knew you were. He knew he was here before you did.
You're right. You're right. Because Matt does what he wants.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
Hey.
I bring the fun.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers with my soda now. I don't have any more beer.
Yeah, I'm running low too.
Yeah.
Ray, Corey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing?
What's up? How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
Every time I hear you say that, I think of the bad Matt Phillips impression that he does.
Well, he does that to make fun of me.
I know.
Like,
but when you say it, it goes back to that, and that's why I laugh every time I hear it.
I love the man, but he loves to pick on us. He likes, because I'm from Pennsylvania and moved to the South, he likes to say I'm Southern just to get at me, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm like,
you want to know something ironic? You want to know something? One of my dearest friends, Brianna Miller, she still believes that Iowa is firmly entrenched in the South. But
wow.
It is not.
No, it is not.
It is not. I'm like, we were on the Union side during the war, for God's sake.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how you're saying we're like you're really like you're not a Pennsylvanian.
I'm not a Pennsylvanian. No.
No, he is from Iowa. He's not a Pennsylvanian.
No. I got past Harrisburg I got past Pittsburgh as I was moving here, and I started seeing all of the like Confederate flags, and it got real unnerving real quick in the big center of Pennsylvania. The Keystone State is weird.
It is very weird.
Very weird.
I lived there for a few years. Yeah,
but I love it. I love it. Love my home state.
No. You can't. You can love it. You can love it.
That's what I'm fine with it.
I have a weird thing. I don't really know. I call like Indiana home because that's where I grew up most of my childhood. But it's
Indiana, not Louisiana.
Everybody does that whenever they find out I'm from Gary, from Gary, Indiana. It's funny though because I was born in New York City and then we moved to Puerto Rico and then from there we ended up in Indiana of all places.
That's like some jumping around there.
He's
really
Gary
weird.
New Yorican.
Jesus, that's pretty crazy.
There we go.
Gary New Yorican. That's your new name. That's your new name. You just. Here's what you do: you fake your death, and then you just get like a social security number as Gary New Yorican. We'll know you.
I'll make that my. Whenever I start my book series, I'll make that my pen.
That'll be your pen name. It'll be my rat name. My rat name is Gary New Yorican.
Nice.
Corey lost control of this show very fast.
Yeah, I'm basically here to enter the show and outro the show, and whatever happens in between, there's nothing. It just happens.
We haven't gone into Wu-Tang.
I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That bullshit about Indiana Jones, like, I love you to death, and I actually find that really interesting. But man, how many muscles did you pull reaching for that?
I don't know. I didn't use my brain. So
Are you still able to move? Like, I figured you'd just be a bit, atrophied just with all the exertion.
Hey, man, my mind thinks what it wants.
I mean,
that's where
I'm living in this body.
That's where it went when I was watching Indiana Jones. I was like, huh.
Like Matt uses muscle paralysis. It is super effective. Corey.
I'm like, Matt. Like, I just freeze up. I don't.
No,
are we going back to Let It Go now? Because I don't want to go back there.
No, you put the muscle paralysis on Corey, and it was super.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to bring this back, I am going to say E3's coming.
Yeah.
It is coming.
E3 is coming.
Yeah.
I know.
Who's excited?
That's our 1 year. That's our 1 year anniversary, by the way.
Yeah. Great. June 9th, Matt's falling asleep on a podcast again.
Yep.
I'm excited.
Man. I'm excited. I don't know what I'm excited for. I'm just excited. Because I just know the things that I want to be announced aren't going to be, so I'm just excited.
Like what? Okay,
well, actually, no. I got an idea. I'm gonna structure this. Okay, I'm gonna structure this. I believe it or not, me structuring. I know this is scary. Okay, we'll go around the table. Why are you excited for E3? Like, what about E3 excites you every year? Corey. Nerd in chief, do this.
I don't know. I like watching the press conferences. I think it's really interesting to bring when you see Phil Spencer come out and talk about Xbox and how he leads the presentation, and you see all these different developers come out and talk about their games. I think that aspect of E3 is interesting. I like hearing people talk about their own games. I know, Matt, you're going to roll your eyes behind those sunglasses, but I'm going to use the Destiny conference the other day as an example. I really liked when Luke Smith came out and started talking about the game and their ideas for the game, and kind of how he came out and said, we kind of messed up with Destiny 1. Here's kind of our goal with the second game and how we're kind of going to fix these issues and kind of balance the game correctly and do
it's
more.
It's exciting when people get excited about their game. I agree. I agree with you 110%. When you see people talking about their game and I watched parts of that conference and I was like, you could tell they were excited about the game. And they could not, at some points, they were looking for how to illustrate it properly, their excitement. And so I feel a lot of it's going to be you need to play the game to feel their level of excitement for it, because they've obviously already played the game. It's just, they can't illustrate that to you properly, So, but anyways, I agree with you.
Yeah, and the way they were talking about how they rebalanced multiplayer 4v4 across all modes, and how they have designed specific maps for specific game modes, and they showed that new game mode countdown where you have to defuse a bomb or protect a bomb, depending on what side you're on. And even if you kill the other team, you still have to defuse the bomb or protect the bomb before the timer runs out. And they're talking about designing a map around that game mode and what it takes to design a map around a game mode instead of designing game modes around a map, and how that makes the map feel better. And it was just, it's interesting to see people talk about their games and be really excited, and I'm excited to see what these companies have up their sleeves as well. Like we kind of already know what Nintendo has, you know, to an extent. We know what Sony has, maybe not quite as clear as a timeline as we'd hope, but like I'm excited to see what Xbox has up their sleeve because they really don't have a lot that we know of. So like that's the surprises and the new announcements are what kind of excites me too. And like, you know, in the last couple of years, we haven't had a lot of new announcements or surprising announcements really, you know, because everything is leaked or everything, every company has their own kind of press release or announcement or conference beforehand. And, you know, we see what EA is doing with EA Play, where they let fans come play their games and while they announce it instead of having an E3 press conference. So, but still the excitement's there. And I like to see, you know, like when Sony started with God of War and they had the orchestra playing the music to the game. And like, that was super exciting. And I don't know, there's just the presentation and the spectacle of it still really excites me. So that's kind of what I'm excited for is some of the spectacle and maybe the not so boring Ubisoft conference this year.
As a video game fan, it's kind of like our Academy Awards, you know, but even better, you know, because it's just like levels of excitement are like through the roof.
Yeah,
you know, that I think that's what E3 is. It's just amazing, you know, because you're just like, what can Sony like? Not only Sony has a lot to show. They've got release dates to go on about Days Gone and God of War, and not only that, but E3 to me and looking at it is what is going to be a surprise, because Days Gone and God of War are not a surprise. Now the release dates might be, but what do they have up their sleeve that has not been announced or talked about yet? Because they always bring that to E3, you know, like that's what the big three do. Like Nintendo brings it and Microsoft brings it and Sony brings it. And that's what they bring to E3 is the surprises that you haven't heard about, you know? So that's what I'm looking forward to is the stuff that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to quickly jump in. That's basically my thing every year. I just love what we don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I don't really have much more to say on that. I like the spectacle, but like I just love what we don't know.
Yeah.
Ray, Capitan for last on this one.
Yeah.
What excites you about E3?
It's definitely the one thing about the spectacle of everything and just getting to see the games and what we don't know is the big thing. Remember when Bethesda first did their E3 stage presence and they're like, hey, by the way, new Doom, here you go. Hey, here's some Fallout stuff. Here's this, here's that, here's the other.
Here's Fallout Shelter right now.
Yep. And we didn't know anything about it.
Fucking insane.
Like we knew that they were working on, you know, on this and then the other, but we didn't know to what extent.
Right.
You know, and things like that. Like we know that Sony's working on some of its properties. We know Microsoft is working on its properties, but it's like, what haven't we seen a little bit that they're going to probably be like, hey, this is coming.
I predict Sucker Punch, their game gets announced at E3.
I was thinking that too. That was my first thought. Actually, I was going to say that I'm hoping for Infamous, but if they do something different, I won't be exactly mad.
I don't think.
I don't think it's going to be Infamous. Yeah, me and Matt are in the same boat. I think it's going to be something completely different, and I think it is going to just be a show and possibly come out next year. It's definitely just going to be like, hey, here's what we've been working on. Get pumped, you know. Like that's mainly what it's going to be. But it's that I would be very shocked if it's Infamous. They're going to put that. Not that Infamous is a bad series, but it needs to be put on the back burner for a while. For them, they need some, like, as a developer, they need some time to do something else.
Yeah.
And so that's my opinion on
that. Which was the good thing that we saw, you know, coming from Bend with, you know, Days Gone and things like that. Yeah. We'll probably end up getting another Last of Us 2 trailer, probably. You know,
well, like, but see, now here's I want to stop you, and I'm sorry I'm interrupting. But do we think Days Gone is a good idea, Ray?
I don't think so, honestly.
Okay,
as excited as I am to play it because I know the gameplay will be solid in it.
Yeah,
I feel like it's too much in the same vein of The Last of Us.
I think
no.
I don't mean to interrupt, Ray, but I think like the Days Gone did not get that that stink of The Last of Us all over it, I think it needs to be out this year. Like,
yes, I agree.
It needs to be their fall game, and if it does not come out this year, then I don't know what they're going to do. Like, it's going to be another order situation where they just kind of shove it out without any fanfare or anything.
Yeah.
In my opinion, looking at the videos, I feel like it's a faster zombie game.
Yeah,
and not even necessarily a zombie game, because it, like, if you read up on what they've talked about, like the people that are infected still need to eat, still need to find shelter. Like, they're sentient beings. Like, they understand like what they're in. They're not like zombies who are just mindlessly roaming and like looking for, you know, just to eat brains or whatever. Like, they're trying to survive themselves. So I feel, I agree that it needs to come out this year. Like, Days Gone has got to come out this year. I feel God of War is going to be, I think they're going to push that to like February, March of next year, because I feel that is a great window for Sony games, because you had The Order come out and you had Bloodborne come out. And I think they're just going to be like, screw the fall. We're going to put something out in the fall, and then we're going to put something out in the spring. You know, we're going to do it back to back, you know? And with Days Gone, it needs, and it looks like it has that feel where it's just faster. It's more of a, I'm just trying to shoot this stuff to get away if I get in a situation where it's rough. Whereas I feel playing The Last of Us, it's a slower approach. It's stealthy. It
feels like 28 days later, really.
Yes. Yeah. How do I get around this stuff? Whereas in like like Days Gone is just like, I got to face this and shoot the heck out of it and get away. So I feel it'll be a completely
I meant more from
style.
The post-apocalyptic kind of vein. It's really similar like that. It's definitely, I want to see what Microsoft really has up their sleeve. I know they got Scorpio looming, and I know that's what everybody's hyped for and everything like that, but I want to see software wise like what they have coming.
Games. You know what games do they have coming? That I agree with you. That's what I want to see from Scorpio.
Yeah, that whole Scorpio thing is like, I don't know. It's the same conversation we've been having since like they announced Scorpio and this Windows 10 program thing. Like, it kind of feels like Microsoft wants to have their hand in all these different areas of gaming, but they're not focusing on one that matters. Like, you know, the big joke is Xbox One is the fourth best place to play Xbox One games, you know, because like
it is.
I just feel like, you know, when John was on, we had that conversation. When Tim from Fathers of Grind was on, we had that conversation. Like, Xbox just seems lost, and they don't know how to redefine themselves. You know, they like Halo and Gears are like their big franchises, and as much as I like those games, they are kind of stale to the Xbox brand, and they don't have anything like Sony's been doing with all these new IPs like Horizon or The Last of Us, or, you know, even going out and getting a game like Spider-Man to be exclusive, you know? Like,
I want to throw some reality out there that I agree with your statement 100%. As I used to be on the 360, and I bought a PlayStation 4 because their E3 marketing was just all kinds of screwed up, and I stayed away from Microsoft. The Xbox One, I decided to go PlayStation 4. But now we all friends. Yeah. With Scorpio coming out, I'm going to be real honest. I'm going to build a PC. You can't sell me on that console. You don't have any exclusives that interest me. You got Halo, you got Gears, and you've got Crackdown. That's it. Maybe you're reinvigorating Fable. Okay, maybe that's 4. I have no interest in Sea of Thieves. And with them coming out and saying, well, our games are playable on Windows as well as they are on my Xbox, as the Xbox, why am I going to buy an Xbox? I'll just build a PC so I can play your games and all the indies that I want that are not on console, and not even spend money in your arena. You know what I mean? It just boggles my mind that Microsoft, as a console builder, is like, well, we're going to have our games playable everywhere. So you're basically just screwing over everybody that buys a console.
Yeah. Yeah.
To a point. Yes. To a point. I mean, if you want to, obviously you have to invest a little more money in a PC I'm going to invest more money than it would be for a Scorpio to have a PC that runs a little higher resolution, a little higher, like 4K and 60 frames per second. But, I'd rather go that route than buy your console if I could play your games on that PC that I built. So
yeah.
I mean, and that's the argument against the Scorpio, is that it's closed environment, so it's not open environment, that kind of thing. And I mean, I get who it's for. It's for those console people that don't want to go through the headache or hassle of having to either pay more for a capable PC or build one themselves. But it's just, there's really no benefit to really going to the Scorpio unless you want the 4K whatever they can muster with the graphics on certain games or whatever. It's not going to play everything at 4K at 60 frames, just saying. And I think a lot of people that aren't in the know just kind of have that thing in their head. Well, it's 4K, it's 60 frames. Like, yeah, on probably most games, but it won't be all. It won't be those graphically intensive games that you want to get the most out of. It'll probably make them perform better, but not look graphically, fidelity, the graphical fidelity be better. So, but
okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
I'm going to issue a challenge to each of you. We're going to talk third parties, and then maybe we go with some predictions later on. So tailor your responses to avoid predictions. All right?
Okay.
Corey.
Yeah.
You are EA.
Jeez. Thanks.
Now, what do you think a good move for EA is this E3?
A good move is leading with their Star Wars stuff, moving into their indie kind of showcase thing, because we know Unraveled 2 is coming at some point, and we know that Fee is coming at some point, and then move into the kind of like their, I don't want to say kid stuff, but like Plants vs. Zombies. We know they're going to show something on that IP this E3.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I could see them announcing like Garden Warfare 3 or something like that, because they just added Garden Warfare 2 like 2 months ago to their vault for EA Access. So I could really see them trying to push that, which I played that first game a little bit. It's actually really fun. That game is pretty interesting, and I think if they pushed it the right way, it could be like their version of Splatoon or something like that, kind of get those 9-10-year-olds into shooters, get them acquainted with that style of thing. So
Garden Warfare is not a bad time. Not a bad.
It's definitely a lot of fun.
If you were smart enough during the first PlayStation experience, you got it for free on PS4.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I do have it, and I do need to play it.
Me too.
Let's play it, Matt. Let's play it.
Okay.
All right.
Stream it. I want to watch.
All right, let's do it.
Dude, we got to get drunk while we play Garden Warfare.
I'm almost there.
I think EA needs to stay away from the sports stuff, because like people who are watching E3
we both know that's not going to happen.
No, so they can have like a sizzle reel, like a Madden, FIFA, NBA, NHL sizzle reel that takes like a minute or two to like say, hey, look, remember our sports games? They're still coming this year. But like, I think people that buy those games just expect those games to come out every year.
Yes.
And people who are watching E3 and want to go to E3 want to see something besides that. So
okay, yeah. I'm going to interject, and I know I'm being an asshole. I apologize.
Gosh, you're an asshole.
But now, how do you think they? What's a good method of just talking about the sports stuff in a very streamlined way? Because I mean, and I know, because I know you, and I'm probably Ray too, because I don't think Moose did a lot of EA Sports.
I did when PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, but
okay, but like but I like as a person who played FIFA for a solid 20 years, like, and with some. I mean, well, I knew what to expect, but at the same time, I wanted to hear like about the changes, because there were from like 2003 to 2007. I was super involved in the FIFA community. Like I was out there saying, "Here's what EA needs to do to make soccer feel better on a controller."
Wow. Okay.
Like I got my buddy Jason and I got super in depth and we were super into it, and we were thinking, this is how you can get sort of, two players to sort of really get a lot out of this game. How do you think the messaging should be so it just addresses that? Because EA, everybody knows those games sell.
I think maybe they need to have they need to have like a separate, because I guess EA is not really having a conference this year, but like they're going to show some Vidocs and they're going to show some other stuff on Star Wars and stuff. Maybe they do something, they go that route where they show, okay, for you sports fans, here's the separate thing for you. And then maybe they go into it there. I think maybe because like sports gamers generally are just a different crowd than the people who show up to E3 and want to see Mass Effect and Star Wars and all those other things. And I think they could really pull in an audience with a separate sports conference and say, look, we're going to lead with FIFA because that's our most popular franchise. This is how we, maybe we change stuff on the right stick. Your moves are now on your right stick. Maybe passing trajectory is better.
Just the top level stuff.
Like here is what's better in FIFA. Give it 5 minutes, like maybe a 5-minute highlight. What's better in FIFA? What's changing? And then here's what's in Madden that's changing.
And maybe you end with the sports thing, so people that aren't interested can tune out, or people who are interested, they can jump in at that point or something. I don't think you shove it in the middle like they did the last couple years, because that leaves people like, oh, I'm going to go check something else. And by the time sports are done, maybe they missed something after.
Who's the chick that did Uncharted? Hennig? What was her first name?
Amy Hennig.
Amy.
Yeah, they got to show something.
No.
From her.
This is what they're going to do. They have to lead off with that.
But you're not EA.
They're leading. They're going to lead off. They're going to lead off. They're going to lead off. They're going to lead off with Battlefront 2.
No, they're not. They're
going to
show Battlefront 2.
But they're going to lead off with
it. That's why you lead off with it, and then they end with Amy Hennig's game, because you always end with something you haven't shown.
That's true.
Okay.
One thing,
the logic is there. The logic is there.
I can see.
Okay. Ray, quick statement, then I'm going to move on.
The one thing you have to remember that E3 is a trade show for the video game industry and for their investors. So yeah, it can be about what people want to see as far as gamers and games and things like that, but it's not for us. It's for the investors to get hype and be like, okay, we feel like our money is in safe hands. But if you continue to kind of throw the crap that we've seen at the walls, the last couple of years, again, investors are going to start they're going to kind of leery on some of the properties.
I have to think that at this point in technology, investors are smart enough to know, okay, what is Twitter saying about EA? What are Facebook people saying about EA? There are hashtags for goddamn everything. So, and there's a way to look up those hashtags and just see how many things are being talked about. Hell, when I post something on Instagram, which is way more rare than I'd like it to be at this point, I could post it vinyl a day, and I know how many in the last day that have been posted with that hashtag. So I know there's a possibility of a lot of people seeing whatever silly record I'm listening to. But so, I understand this is for investors, but investors with that kind of money don't get there by being completely ignorant either.
That's true. But they want to put their best foot forward, though, for the investors.
E3 is for the investors, but the investors need
audience reaction.
The audience, yes, they need the video game community to say,
I mean, when Xbox went out and said, yeah, we're going to be, seeing you, and there was like quiet and possibly some booze.
Yes.
The investors were like, whoa.
Yeah.
And that's probably why Phantom Dust was canceled. That's probably why Scalebound was canceled.
Phantom Dust was free and it was launched, I think.
No, I'm talking about the Phantom Dust redo they were doing.
I know what you're talking about. I'm just saying. They put it out
not
there.
Old Phantom Dust, new Phantom Dust. And it is literally Phantom Dust because it's gone. Moose, buddy.
Yeah.
How?
What's up?
You are Bethesda.
Okay.
Strategize Bethesda, my friend. And the only reason you're Bethesda is because you like Skyrim. I'm going to be real with you.
PC gaming show, Matt.
I also want to point out that you have a yellow light. So it's like that I caused you to invade this podcast. It is.
Check it out, guys.
Yeah, great. Classically trained. Fantastic. Nobody's seen that before. I do want to say that I like the yellow light, how it gives you a yellow person, like I summoned a sun bro. I just want to say that.
If I was Bethesda, I would lead off with Dishonored and Prey DLC. Just hear me, because what I would launch into at the end of my conference would be the new Wolfenstein game. So you want to, like Corey said, you kind of want to end with something that nobody knows about. So you've got Dishonored out there, you've got Doom, you've got Dishonored 2, Prey is doing really well. So, you know, you kind of talk a little bit about those games. They'll probably talk about Fallout 4 in VR, you know, because that's
a thing.
That's coming out.
Well,
that's a thing now.
Morrowind and Elder Scrolls Online, they'll probably talk about
that's coming out too. So I feel like they'll lead off with what they already have out there. They might show us even something that we don't even know about, which I can't even think. I mean, they won't show Elder Scrolls 6. I really do not think that that's going to happen.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't think so.
It's been 6 years.
Yeah, but Fallout was only 2 years ago.
Didn't Quake Champions Quake Champions is out there.
Quake Champions, well, it's in beta. I know it's in beta.
Quake Champions is not Todd Howard's team, though. Todd Howard's team is working on something.
It is probably Elder Scrolls 6.
I think Elder Scrolls 6 will be next year. I don't think it's going to be this year,
Yeah.
especially
Since
they just released Skyrim again.
I mean,
Todd
Howard could come out and say Morrowind.
What about
That's true.
Yeah.
Dude, if Todd Howard said Morrowind was being mastered, I would shit myself with joy. Just saying.
No. Ray's got a point. Evil Within 2. That is definitely on the table. So that could buy them time for their Elder Scrolls 6. So you say, okay, here's what we're working on with Doom. Here's Fallout 4 in VR. Here's what we're moving forward with Prey.
I'm so excited to play Prey. Oh my god, I'm excited to play Prey.
It's actually good. I enjoy it. I just need to get back to it. And then with the end they go, oh hey, by the way, and they'll probably show what was it? Elder Scrolls Legends is their collector card game.
Oh
That's
yeah, Elder Scrolls Hearthstone.
That just launched recently, didn't it? So
yes,
they'll probably push that a little bit and say, here's what we're adding to it. Here's what's going on with that. And I would not doubt that they will end with their 2 trailers will be Evil Within 2 and then the new Wolfenstein. That's what I would do. That's how I would end it. I would build upon the foundation of Doom, Dishonored 2, Prey, and then end with Evil Within 2 and the new Wolfenstein, whatever they call it. I think it was Colossus on the screen when they showed
the new
Colossus.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new Colossus. That was it. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. So they showed
good call on Evil Within 2 because that was a game that people seemed to talk about for a really long time, even though it wasn't reviewed very well.
No, I thought critics loved it.
Yeah,
It was getting
getting 8
very well. Yeah, it didn't sell well, but critics loved it.
Well, depending on who you ask, only 8.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah,
I love Derek and Tim, but if Derek is talking about an 8, he's talking about a shit game. I'm just saying. that's I mean, and that he has said that on his show. Derek, if you're listening, go to the goddamn tape. I've heard you say it.
Hey, newsflash: The Witcher 3 is like a 7. So you can lick my balls.
Okay, now Derek, if you're still listening, that's between you and Moose. I still have The Witcher 3 firmly shrink wrapped on my shelf.
Dude, Matt, when you start that game, you're gonna fucking hate the controls.
Dude, and you're gonna hate it.
You're gonna hate them. I fucking can't stand them.
I tried to pick it up and play it like 10 different times, Moose. I tried to pick that game up 10 different times, and I can't do it.
Right. This is my third time, and
too tanky. It's too stiff tank. I can't do it.
I'm pushing past the controls to keep playing the game, and I have multiple people, Hammer Bros, that I talk to that are like, "Yes, the controls are shit," and I'm like, and
not fun.
I need it to be understood that I am not saying that The Witcher is shit. Okay, visuals are freaking beautiful. The story so far is great. The RPG elements is deep. It's the controls just make me want to put my head through a brick wall and not play it. Like I'm almost to the point where I want to delete it and never touch it again. Like that's where I'm at. But anyways, that's for another time. Sorry.
Except
rant
we've already let off a lot of steam here. Ray.
Oh goodness! Don't give me PC gaming or I quit.
Well, actually, I'm gonna give that to Lee, who's standing right behind you.
Hi, Lee.
Ray's like dodged a goddamn bullet. And meanwhile, since I gave Lee PC gaming, he's actually already asleep. Ray, you are Square.
Ooh.
Or Square Enix.
Ow!
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, get excited, son.
Oh,
they're gonna announce
3.
They're gonna announce 45 remakes that aren't coming out while we're alive.
For like 8 years.
Yeah. Ain't that true?
Hey, you all like Nier? You want us to do something quick? Nah.
Well, they did Nier Automata.
We're selling off.
Nier did well.
We're selling off the coolest thing from 2016, IO, because we don't know any better.
Yeah, they
I'm fucking sad about that.
They make me sad. Square makes me sad. I'm thinking what it. I don't even know what the hell. Like, what is it? Tomb Raider's one of their games.
Yeah.
Gosh, I want to do Tomb Raider so bad.
We won't see a new Tomb Raider for a while.
It's too soon. 2
years?
Because we saw the original Tomb Raider in 2014?
2013.
Yeah.
It's 2 years and another team, a different team.
Because Microsoft screwed them. Microsoft screwed them by making it exclusive to the Xbox.
Oh,
which was not selling well. You want to know that? You want to know why? Okay, when it came out on Xbox and they bitched about controls on Xbox and did fucking nothing. Oh, it comes out on PS4 and PS4 players complain about the controls and the button lags, and they finally decide to do a patch because they complain. There it is, right there. That's what buried Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider will not be seen for a while.
See, you don't think they want to get that game out before they start that Marvel push?
No. I think Marvel push will be coming before another Tomb Raider.
Well,
Tomb Raider will be.
Let's be honest.
They know that they burned gamers, and so we need to let that burn cool. And then I will bet $20 PSN. It's on this show. Anyone can keep track. I will bet anybody that the next Tomb Raider will be on all consoles.
It's going to have to be.
It'll be on PS4 and Xbox. There will be no freaking exclusive whatsoever.
Okay.
What about the Switch?
All right, so
God damn it, Corey.
Okay, let me get my stuff out there. All right,
all right, sorry.
So
all right, Square. What are you doing? What are you doing, Square?
I think we opened with Final Fantasy
6 remake.
No, Final Fantasy 14 DLC. The whatever. What's it called, Moose? You know what it is.
I don't know what it's called, but I know what you're talking about.
The new
Stormblood.
Storm what?
Stormblood.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
Did Heaven's Word already happen?
That happened. Yes,
Yeah,
that was the last day.
Dude, I hear about this like once a week from Joey.
It's probably Storm.
Did Joey die?
Oh
No,
yeah,
he's alive.
it's Stormblood.
Okay.
So we start with Stormblood
He sleeps a lot.
That's cool.
because so we start with that, and then I'm thinking we see probably some kind of weird indie thing, maybe. I can't call what. Then we probably hear from. I'm thinking maybe I would want to say Deus Ex, but I think it's too soon for Deus Ex to come back.
They've already put it in hibernation. They've already put it in hibernation. Just like
so
they've already said that's backburnered. Yeah.
When did Bravely Second come out? Bravely Second came out last year or year before?
Did it come out?
2 years
Yeah, it
ago.
did. It came out. No,
It's
yeah,
been
was
2
last
years since the second Bravely Default game came out.
Yeah, so we're probably about due to hear for more Bravely, whatever the next Bravely is.
that team's working on Octopath Traveler for Switch. So I'm
Hey,
sure we'll see.
hey! What about season 2 for Hitman?
Yeah, season 2 for Hitman is definitely going to be something they need to do.
I'm not sure because Square is trying to divest
Square's trying to
themselves
sell.
of IO.
No. They've already. I've read articles where they've actually stated that they're working on season 2. And
No, I know that.
IO's working on it, but I don't know
IO
if
is
Square's going
working.
to publish it.
But see, IO was a subsidiary of Square, and Square had in the past couple weeks have said they're trying to divest themselves of it.
Okay.
So I don't feel like they would.
We already know
like-
Life is Strange 2 is coming too.
What about Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac?
I'm gonna say this. I fucking hate Final Fantasy, but for the people who are super excited, I'm not here to offend you, Ray. For the people that are super excited for Final Fantasy VII, we better get an update.
Yeah.
Has it been 2 years since they announced that?
We do need
No.
No,
Did
it's
they
been
already? Did
Yeah,
they
They
already
said it's
say
coming
it?
this year. They said it's coming this year.
That ain't happening.
No, it
I
is.
thought-
That's what they said.
I thought they said we weren't going to see Final Fantasy VII remake or Kingdom Hearts.
No.
Three.
Those are different than the Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac age. Zodiac age. Isn't
Oh,
it?
yeah.
12
Zodiac
Zodiac
Age
Age
comes
is the remake of 12, though, right?
Yes, and I'm saying
Doesn't
they're
that come out
going
like-
to.
that's coming out in July, so we'll probably
Yeah.
see an update on that.
They're hardcore pushing for that.
I bet they lead with that.
That's what I'm saying. They're going to lead with that because they're making changes to the game and it actually looks good. So, anyways, that's just my opinion.
We'll probably see some
I'll
more.
be the judge of that, Moose.
We'll probably see some more about Life is Strange because we already know that's already in development and it's coming.
2, Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, Life is Strange 2.
Yes.
I would really, really love if somehow, some way, Square Enix can make another Sleeping Dogs game happen. I know it's not going to happen. It probably will never happen.
That sucks.
Wait a second. Do they own the IP?
Yes.
Okay.
But see, they shut down United Front Games.
They shut down
Yes.
United Front, which is
Because-
the developer that did it all the way from
Yeah.
back true crime games and all that stuff too.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, didn't they United Front? Didn't they do like the?
They
never
did
mind.
Mod Nation Racers.
That's right. That's why I was.
Mhm.
That's where I was going.
Yeah. United Front has my heart. It was
I
my
know that.
favorite game of the PS3 generation. There was no game I
I
spent
know,
more
buddy.
time with. Like, honestly, that's why I can't go back to freaking Mario Kart because
We'll probably see some more on the Final Fantasy VII remake.
They have to show something. They can't.
Probably
they can't,
something-
They can't drag it out like they have other things. They've got to start
Yeah.
showing progress. So-
Probably also too, though. Probably I'm thinking. Probably Thief. Something from Thief.
Now that didn't do too well the last time. it
Square do
released, right?
Thief?
Yes,
I could've swore they did.
they're the publisher behind it.
Huh.
Yeah, could have sworn they did.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm thinking. I don't think it did very well, but I think it's going to be one of those things where they may try and the only reason why it didn't do well is because it was broken and janky game. I really think that we really need to. We'll probably see some more Dragon Quest stuff, probably Nier Automata DLC stuff, probably some more Final Fantasy 15 DLC.
Yeah. Nier Automata, I could see some DLC coming for that, and yeah, Final Fantasy 15 could focus on some of their updates. That's a good point.
And like I said, we'll probably get an update on Kingdom Hearts, probably like another trailer, not anything, not a hard release date or anything.
I was going to say, do you think they could surprise with a hard release date?
They could surprise with a hard release date. That would be awesome if they did, because I know they would make a lot of people happy. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, so Thief was published by Square. So it's developed by Eidos Montreal. So if Eidos Montreal wants to keep it, kosher with Square, I'm sure they're probably working on something already.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll see something, probably another Dragon Quest something or another, and it probably will be for a Switch.
Isn't 11? Which one was the MMO? Was that 10 or 11?
That was
because I know there's one.
Final Fantasy 11 and 14.
No. I'm talking Dragon Quest, not Final Fantasy.
Dragon Quest.
So 10. So I know they announced 11, so they could lead off. They could show like 12, like the next Dragon Quest, which is supposed to come out. They could show that. So that could be something that could be coming out.
Okay.
But they probably end with one of the big ones. I would like to see something new from them, but I don't really think that's going to be that. They're going to have to go with the Final Fantasy 7 would probably be the way they end their show.
What about
Final Fantasy 7?
What about that game for the Switch, like the Octopus, whatever?
Octopath Traveler?
Yes, they could show that,
Yeah.
I mean, that could be like...
They'll probably show that in the middle somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they could probably show like a 3-4 minute trailer of that to get people excited about, because I know like when they announced the Switch, it was just like a little bit of it.
Please be excited for E3.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, now for myself, I am going to say that Ubisoft is going to be really fucking weird, because they always are.
They're going to start off with another dumb dance number.
I don't know.
Aisha Tyler's going to make fun of the dance number.
But see, it'll be whatever they open up with. Aisha Tyler's going to make fun of it, and I will be happy, because I love how weird Ubisoft is. I also think we are going to get a serious look at Assassin's Creed. I think we're going to get more of a look at Far Cry, and possibly a release date.
You gave me the weird one with Square Enix because you didn't do that one.
Hey, it's not my fault. You're always talking about that hipster Final Fantasy that you like. It's not my fault, Ray. That's you, man. Change your life.
Hold on a second. So you don't think on Friday, when they're actually showing the reveal trailer of Far Cry 5, that they're going to have a release date?
No.
Okay. All right.
They'll probably say fall.
I think honestly, they're doing everything in a ramp. So they're gonna ramp at E3. They're probably gonna freaking end with Far Cry 5 and say they're gonna throw out a whole bunch of platitudes and ideas that they have, a pot shot date, which they will delay, because that's what always happens with these hyper anticipated games, and that will be the end of it. They'll probably show more. Was it Ghost Recon garbage? Because I just came out and people like
Ghostlands. Yeah.
Ghost Recon. Yeah, Wildlands or whatever.
Wildlands. I'm sorry. Thank you.
I don't think they'll talk about anything Division related.
I was gonna say Division 2.
That's too early. That's too early. Yeah, it is. It's too early.
Well,
because here's the thing. I think they'll just add on to the Division before they announce more Division.
No. I think what they could do is they could announce the Division and add on. So they'll announce a new Division for like next year. But hey, if you're still playing the Division, here's some new DLC that we're just going to throw in that's not part of the season pass. I could see that happening.
And I'm at a loss at what else they could do another.
I need one trophy for the Platinum.
They could do another Trackmania thing, because why not?
Didn't that new one just come out today?
But see, it seems like another one of those games comes out every year.
Yeah.
What about a Rayman? What about a new Rayman?
For Honor DLC probably.
Probably For Honor DLC.
Yeah, I could see them talking about that. Right? That's a good.
Or
point.
maybe addressing some of the bullshit with it. Maybe, I don't know.
Do you think
I'd love another
Steve's
Rayman game. If they gave another Rayman game, I'd be happy because Rayman's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Do you think Steep is dead, Matt?
I didn't touch Steep, so I don't care.
How about this? What if they throw in some like Child of Light 2 or like some off the wall indie game that
They'll probably do some of their
fermenting for a while.
indie-ish stuff, which I'd be happy with.
You think we'll see?
I don't think
Beyond
they'll
Good
do
and
another Child of Light though. I really don't think they will.
What was that, Corey?
You think we'll see Beyond Good and Evil 2? Because that game
No.
that game seems like it would go with the UB Arts engine.
Can we just say that I would not give a fuck if that game was announced just because?
I mean, you could say
care.
that. I'd be kind of happy about it. That was an okay time. It was an okay time.
I don't care anymore. But anyways.
I mean, what I'm always excited for is Ubisoft Weird. And
What about
that's
Valiant
the
Hearts?
only thing I want.
Another Valiant Hearts.
Why would they do another World War One game?
They don't have to do it World War. It could be something.
I don't think they'll.
setting.
I don't think they're. But maybe they'll do a Valiant Hearts style game of something else. But I don't think it'll be. I don't think it'll be like Valiant Hearts 2.
What if like?
What if it was Valiant Hearts 2 and it was like MASH in Korea or something like that?
Well, what if they went completely off the rails and decided as a company do not want to be in this quote unquote sea of sameness that Lowe's likes to use and decided we're just going to pick up a couple indies. We're just going to pick up some random indies and just decided here's like they could go the route of what is it, Adult Swim? Adult Swim's got some really crazy good looking indie games that they're putting out. And they're like, this is kind of where the market is. We'll fill our gaps of AAAs with indies. And Ubisoft just comes out, and I'm not saying any in particular, I'm just saying they just come out and say, these are the games that are coming out. Oh yeah, by the way, here's a bunch of indies that we're backing. If you like Child of Light, there's this. If you like, Rayman,
Valiant Hearts, there's this.
If you like Valiant Hearts, there's this. And just go off and just freaking completely annihilate everybody on the indie front. I mean that would be cool.
You know what I think would also be cool? I think they do because they get in the habit of doing this, like available now or available free.
Yes.
They could do something along the lines like, hey, by the way, Assassin's Creed Syndicate is free right now for whatever platforms. Or
as long as you get it today. Or
as long as you get it today. Or by the end of E3 weekend.
By the end of E3 like conference. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. I think too, Matt, what do you think about the Rainbow Six Siege? Because that game actually is doing really well.
Yeah, that game is still like oddly prevalent.
What if they announced season 3? You know what? That's a good point. That's a what if they realized, unlike EA realizes, let's do a platform. Let's just put out Rainbow Six Siege. Oh, it did all right when it first came out, and then it started ramping up, and then season 2 came out, and now it really has ramped up. Okay, well, you know what? Instead of doing a new game every year, every 2 years, every 3 years, let's just put out DLC like crazy, and then every 4th or 5th or maybe even 6th year, we put out a new engine. You know what I mean? Like they could totally get away with that. Because I play it every once in a while, and the game is freaking great. I love it.
EA should have done that already, but with the sports games, by how
Madden
we are, yeah.
Yeah, with Madden, they totally could have done a quote-unquote platform instead of every year you have to buy a new game, $60, new game, $60. They're just so money hungry that they don't get it. You know what I mean? And so I don't.
Eventually, we're all gonna all of sports games and quote-unquote platform games are going to catch up to Dota, because what Dota does is it iterates, and then there's a big, like once it gets to like 3.0 or 4.0, it's a big revision, and that changes things. Eventually, that's where they're going to end, because like no one calls it Dota 2 anymore; they just call it Dota.
Yeah, that's true.
And like Counter-Strike is kind of the same thing. Whatever weird subtitle they want to give that, it's still just Counter-Strike. So. Right. Valve is kind of leading the way in that market. So now we are to the big 3. that is Microsoft, Nintendo, and Sony. Now, I'm going to leave Nintendo to their number one fan on this panel, Corey. We know Nintendo ain't gonna be at E3 again. So, what kind of weird thing do you think we can expect from Nintendo? This is gonna count as everybody's first prediction, by the way.
What do you mean weird thing? Like
they had the puppets. They did whatever bullshit they did last year. Star Fox puppets were great. I'm just saying they were great.
Dude, those were awesome. They were
bring those back. Bring Iwata back. That'd be great.
When we went to New York a couple years ago, they had the Star Fox puppets in the New York Nintendo World Store, and it was really cool to see them. They're actually really big. But weird thing. I don't know. I feel like the last couple of Nintendo Directs, they've kind of gone in a different direction, more like, I don't know, quote unquote, professional style thing. Like, it's not weird. It was
damn it, Reggie.
It was more like who's the new guy that they keep pushing out in front of everything. He's like some young guy who's like, he's head of their hardware development department.
He looks like he's Iwata's son.
Yeah, that guy. And but the last Direct they had more of kind of like almost like a drop-down menu type thing, and they just highlighted what they were about to talk about next, and they talk about it for 5 minutes, and then go to the next one and talk about it for 5 minutes.
Is it like ESPN's Pardon the Interruption, where they have all those topics along the side?
Yeah, actually, that's actually a really good comparison. Ugh. So it was really weird and really different, and not, kind of exciting to watch. I really don't know what kind of weird thing they're going to do. I think they're going to do something weird revolving around Mario, since that's going to be their big thing this year, is Mario Odyssey and supposedly that weird Rabbids game. But maybe, but I don't know.
Isn't that coming out like right after E3 or right around E3?
It's coming out. ARMS is coming out right after E3. Splatoon's coming out a month later. I don't know. I think they're going to lead with ARMS and Splatoon. I really don't know what kind of weird thing they're going to do. I don't know what they're going to announce. Like,
they don't have to do a weird thing. They're Nintendo. Yeah. They're weird already. So that's all they just keep being them, and that'll be it. So
I really don't know. I really want them to just tease a Metroid.
I was just gonna say Metroid. I'd love to see.
You're gonna get a remake of Mother M.
No,
like Total Darkness, and just a freaking trailer of a new Metroid. That would be amazing.
What I think they should do, honestly, is just in the conference with like Samus standing there, and it just says Metroid, and then they'll reveal it next year. Like,
are they actually doing a conference, or are they just
they're doing their dumb thing.
They're doing a Direct called Nintendo Showcase 2017.
They're doing them. That's what they're doing.
I'm going to totally ignore it, so that's fine. They can do what they want.
I don't have a choice. I have to watch it because we're covering it on Nerd Overdrive.
What I would like to see them do is throw the 3DS up in the air and have Reggie shoot it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, I had a nice Corey. Okay, side note real quick, Corey.
Just the idea of that kind of gave me a boner. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Corey, you'll appreciate this. Like I had a conversation with another Nintendo fan who's also a YouTuber and things like that.
Who will not be named.
Yeah, I won't name them, but we were talking about it. I said by this it's not Todd. It's one of those things where no, it was not, if it was Ed, I would call him out. You already know.
All right. Let the man talk. Sorry, let the man talk.
But what we had a conversation. I said, well, it's about time for the 3DS to kind of go out to pasture. They're like, no, it's not. It's doing great. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it may be doing great finally, but it's one of those things like it's almost 7-year-old tech at this point. I mean, it's freaking dual core ARM processor with 128 megabytes of RAM in it. It's about time for a refresh. It's about time for something.
No, they just need to just shoot it.
I said
Take
they
it
need
out
to put
back.
it out back and just shoot it and just call it done and just put all their effort into the Switch. But he's like, you can't do that because then the Nintendo fans can't afford it and this, that, and the other. I said, well, give it a couple years. Phase out the 3DS.
Isn't it cheaper to have one Nintendo system than two?
Yes.
That's true. That's true.
Okay.
So I'm saying, so
Hey,
you're
what
not
else is
splitting up
cheaper?
your games.
You know what
You're not
else?
splitting up your games.
Not having any Nintendo systems.
I've been playing Fire Emblem, Shadow of Valentia, whatever, and yeah, I'm enjoying it. But
yeah, see, I canceled my pre-order on Fire Emblem because I was like, I love Fire Emblem, but A, we're getting a new one for Switch next year, and B, the Switch has ruined me over for 3DS to where I just put my 3DS in a box and put it in my closet next to my Wii U and said, I'm done. There you go.
he already put the Wii U away. But I said it'll ease development. I mean, developers are already saying how hard it is to develop for 3DS now because you can't use different assets and resources and things like that because it just doesn't have the power. In a couple years, if Nintendo's smart, they'll find a better way to manufacture the Switch, and it'll hopefully become cheaper for the consumer. I say hopefully because we all know that Nintendo never drops its prices.
They never drop their prices.
The big tell this year it will be if Pokemon Stars is finally announced and if it's Switch exclusive or it's coming to Switch and 3DS.
Come to both.
My problem with Nintendo is, and everybody wants to scream, you don't need third party. At the price that the Switch is right now, I'm not going to pay for it to only be a Breath of the Wild system.
Yeah.
Machine. I'm not I like Zelda, for God's sakes. I have a Zelda tattoo on my fucking forearm. That's because of Ocarina of Time, okay? Twilight Princess was shit. But anyways, I love Zelda.
Moose, have you met Corey?
Nintendo keeps fucking consumers in the ass.
Here's the thing.
I can't take it anymore. I will buy a Switch when this holiday season. I can totally see it. Hey, get a Nintendo Switch system at Target with Mario Kart Deluxe and Zelda packed in, and we'll give you a $50 gift card for the same price that it already is. Well, you know what? I'm gonna wait for that. I'm not gonna buy it now at full price and then have to pay for a game and controllers and all that kind of shit.
Okay, Moose. What if, and this is a hypothetical, what if Switch said, okay, all those Wii U games everybody missed out on, they're going to be downloadable on the Switch?
I would buy one. I would totally buy one.
Now, we're talking about Bayonetta 2. We're talking about Wonderful 101. We're talking about Pikmin 3.
Right. And
Wind Waker HD, even though I know you've probably already played it.
I played Wind Waker, not the HD.
Captain Toad.
No, I wouldn't play Captain Toad.
Captain
Toad is amazing, dude. Seriously.
I mean, I've said it multiple times on this show that Super Mario Maker is one of the most important video games ever made. If all of that and so much more was downloadable onto the Wii U.
You mean the Switch?
Yeah, you're right. You're at the Switch.
I'm just trying to help you out, brother.
I need all the help I can get. You know this.
Well, wait, there's more.
But if all of that was downloadable onto the Switch, you have to automatically at least be thinking about it with that.
No,
at least, I mean,
can we talk about this for a second? Sure. I have been thinking about a Switch for a long time. Everybody posting about Breath of the Wild, like Breath of the Wild looks really great. And I'm in groups where on Facebook Messenger where people are just talking about what they're doing in the game and like the insanity in the game. And I'm like, I love that, but I cannot justify the price of the Switch yet. I can't.
Oh,
do
no.
it.
I mean, I'm the same boat. I haven't bought a Switch yet because all I'm going to buy is Breath of the Wild.
Right. So when they and Mario, listen, my thing with Mario Kart is it's great, but I truly, honestly believe I will take the Greg Miller approach to it, and then I would drag it. I would play it on my Switch for 5-10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, but that's it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to play a lot of it because, in all honesty, I have a PlayStation 4 and I have a huge ass backload of PlayStation 4 games and exclusive content to the PlayStation 4 to play. So I need something more to make me buy a Switch as my secondary console.
I mean, my friends have been all trying to figure out if they should buy a Switch right now or not. And like a couple of them own Wii U's, and I told them definitely not, because like the two best games are already available on Wii U. You should just don't buy a Switch until like if you're interested in a 3D Mario game, buy it then. Like my advice to people who are looking to buy a Switch, if you don't own a Wii U and you want to play Zelda, like I wouldn't even buy it now anyways, because I feel like either that or Mario Kart will be bundled in this holiday at some point. That or Splatoon or, Mario Kart and Splatoon are the two surefire bundles this fall.
And what you're going to get is, like you said, you're going to get Mario Kart bundled in. Oh, and then Target's going to come in and say, oh, well, we'll give you Breath of the Wild included and a $50 gift card.
Yeah, I mean, they've already done that.
I'll go buy a Pro controller. You know what I mean? Like, I can save more money if I wait for the holiday season. There's nothing. I'm not saying that Breath of the Wild is not a great game. I'm not saying that Mario Kart is not a great game. But when I'm looking at it currently right now in what I want to spend money on, I'm not going to spend money on a Switch until the pot is sweetened a little more than what it is right now. So I agree with you. Wait till the holiday season, and I would tell anybody that's looking into buying a Switch, wait till the holiday season and you'll get a better deal.
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I'm a huge Nintendo fan, so I bought it because I had been saving up for one, and I had been like, look, I want to have the system. I want to be a part of the initial conversation, but I tell people, just wait. Like, Splatoon will be there, Mario Kart will be there, Zelda will be there. Wait until you find a game you absolutely need to play. Like, Mario, when Metroid comes out, Monster Hunter, I'm sure will be at some point on there. Like those types of games are the games that people need to wait for before they buy this.
And I'd like to also throw in there, like looking at your Instagram in particular, when you went on your vacation to Florida, the Switch was just perfect for you. Being able to play it on the plane, give it to you. I believe it was your nephew or cousin who was playing it. Like that works like for you. For me, I have a Vita. I have so many games to play on my Vita. Like, you could sit there and say, like, the Switch is the ultimate portable system right now, but I have such a backlog on my Vita. I'd rather just take that right now. So, like we've been talking, a deal for me would make me buy the system. And I know that they're moving towards that. Like they just launched it in March. So in this holiday season, there should be a great deal for anyone that's looking for a Switch. And then even next year, it'll be even better, and they'll have even more games. So
yeah. And like the Vita, like besides Zelda, I still feel like in terms of the indie, like the amount of indie games on the Vita, like that library is almost infinitely better than the Switch besides Zelda. Like I would give it to the Vita 100% besides Zelda. Like, and that's another thing. Like a lot of my friends do own Vitas, and I say, well, if you're going to use it as a handheld, you might as well wait because you have a Vita already. And like all those great games are on there, and they're probably not going to make it to Switch in some form or another, like Guacamelee is probably not coming to Switch, Severed, Shovel Knight made it over, but like Axiom Verge probably isn't coming to Switch. So my thing about Switch is just if you want one, like, and you have the money right now and you do want one, then you can buy it. But my thing is wait, because there's going to be a bundle for you. There's going to be deals. There's going to be Black Friday. Those kinds of things. I would wait. Like, if you can wait, I would just.
I agree. I was actually one person where I had a Switch pre-ordered.
I really think they're gonna say something about Metroid this year. I really.
They have to. They know that
because
that's like.
At this point, 3 years ago, they said if we were going to make an HD Metroid, it would take us 3.5 to 4 years to build the engine and make it for an HD system.
So
It's
we're right
been
around
3
time
years
for it.
since that E3, since
What
they
if-
said that at that E3.
What now? Now I know. So I haven't owned a Nintendo system since the Wii, and I kicked that to the curb relatively quickly. But I try and stay like in touch with like what Nintendo's doing because I still love Mario. I still love Zelda. They had a Kid Icarus game on the 3DS. Am I right?
Yeah.
Do you
Uprising.
guys feel that could be? I'm not saying that it was good. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying, do you feel like they could bring that forward to the Switch, like in a new game or something? Like it doesn't even have to be 3D HD. Like it could be like a side-scrolling kind of game, like the first one was on the NES. Or
Yeah.
what do y'all feel about that?
I think they could. I think the interesting thing with Switch is that you can do the $40 style 3DS games for Switch and set another precedent because, a lot of people are saying this is a handheld or the console that you can take with you. But one aspect they haven't reached their marketing is it's also portable that you can plug into your TV. And like, I would love to see a top-down Zelda, a 2D Metroid, another Kid Icarus style game. Like
You already have that though in The Binding of Isaac, another game that was released on multiple platforms before the Switch.
What if
$25 more expensive on Switch, by the way.
This is true.
Well, I just buy it on PS4. But what if? Never mind. I don't know where I was going with that. Never mind. I'm sorry.
But in terms of like Kid Icarus, I could see them doing something like that because, I don't know. I just feel like that franchise, than people give it credit for. Especially, I think the 3DS version was really good. It just came out at that time where, people were still like, I'm not paying $250 for a freaking 3DS.
Right.
I know Todd Oxter really likes it.
I think what they could do is, in my personal opinion, I look at the Switch and it's more of a portable system than it is like a home console. But with Nintendo sitting there and beating the drum like, no, this is a home console, this is a home console, this is a home console, I feel it is severely underpowered. So I feel what they need to do is play to what they can execute well on that system. And I feel like new iterations of they have an insane amount of IP. Like Nintendo has an insane amount of IP in their backlog that they can bring forward. Like they can bring forward Kid Icarus. They can bring forward, a new Metroid. And
Ice Climbers!
I was just going to say Ice Climbers.
Why? That game sucks.
Yeah, but you can do like a $30 downloadable Ice Climbers kids game for that.
Yeah. Yes. Or you can make it like Fat Princess where it's a weird co-op thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Fat Princess Adventures is just fucking bonkers. But anyways, I feel like that's what Nintendo needs to do. And I think that's what they're going to mainly talk about is because they haven't really talked about Virtual Console, like old games on Wii U, like is it going to show up on Switch? I feel that's going to be their focus. They're going to show some more Mario because Mario is coming up in the fall, so they want to highlight that. Like you said, they might highlight a Metroid because, quote unquote, that's the surprise. Like you always want to show something that you haven't shown before. But I feel like they're a little bit, if not a bigger part of the conference or their whatever they want to call it is going to be, here's how the Virtual Console is going to move forward with the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what I think they're going to cover in their conference. They need to cover that for their fan base because I know people out there that own Switches and they still don't know what's going to happen to the games that they've already bought on a Virtual Console.
Yeah, that's going to be the weird thing about how they kind of incorporate that. Because like as much as I want Virtual Console, I don't want to buy Super Mario Brothers for the 47th time.
Well, right. See, that's the thing. What they need to do is not be Nintendo and incorporate a way where if you bought Super Mario Brothers 3, it's on the Wii U, you've got it for the Switch.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm okay if they did what they did with the Wii to Wii U thing, where like if you already purchased it, to have the Switch upgraded version,
like a discount or something,
to tie to your account. Like NES games only cost $1 instead of $5. Super Nintendo and N64 was $2.
And that's fine too. Like, do a discount. But if they move from this system to another system and it's virtual console and they don't fix it where it comes with you, then that's the issue.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think a lot of Nintendo fans do understand that online infrastructure, they have the right company in place to build that infrastructure for them, behind them. Right. And I think that this time, even though a lot of gamers might be upset, like they understand that, previously might not transfer this time. But like you said, if it doesn't transfer next time, like people are going to be just
I feel a lot of Nintendo hardcore are finally just going to be like, F Nintendo, like I'm done, Yeah.
So. Okay, I'm going to stop this because we've been going on Nintendo for quite some time. Moose, you have a softball in PlayStation.
Oh, geez.
So Corey's first prediction is that a Metroid game is announced.
All right. So if I'm Sony,
what is Sony doing? What sort of surprises do they have?
All honesty, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off with the new Sucker Punch game. Okay, I'm gonna get the crowd really going over what the new Sucker Punch game is, whatever it is. Okay, then I'm gonna move.
Then Wonderbook.
No, fuck Wonderbook. then what I'm doing is I'm moving into games that I've already announced, but kind of going to give some release dates to. So I'm going to sit there and I'm going to throw a right hook and I'm going to go Days Gone is coming out this fall. I'm going to throw a left hook and I'm going to say God of War is coming out in February to March next year. So I will say spring of 2018. Okay. So you got all that going. Then I'm going to go into, and they love to do this, and I love Sony for it. They like to show their indie reels. I love Sony for loving the indies. So they're going to go into their indies. And so you might see so for me personally, what I'm waiting for on E3 is an announcement release date for Chasm and Death's Gambit. So Death's Gambit is like a 2D side-scrolling Souls game. It's supposedly been in the final polishing for a long time, so we haven't heard anything. So I feel one of those two will be a release now. It's available now. You could buy it today. Here you go. Here's a game. And then I know you're going to hate me for this, Matt, but I have a feeling that they're going to be like, they're going to close. Oh, obviously they're going to show the new Uncharted DLC. They'll show that. They'll show a little bit more of that. Because that's coming in August, I believe, 28th or around that time. They will close, and mark my words, it'll either be E3 they're closing, or they will open PSX with Bloodborne 2 or Demon Souls 2.
I know you're wrong, but that's okay.
I know you know I'm wrong because you're just mad and you like to butt heads with me.
I want, but see, the thing is, like, Demon Souls is one of my 10 favorite games of all time. I want that game to come out. I would love a Demon Souls on PS4. I would love endless Demon Souls. That's why I want Blizzard to just drop what they're doing, make their Souls like that is just endless that, and then I'll never have to buy another game again.
Right. If they made a Dark Souls or a Souls like MMO, you're right. I would never have to buy a game.
I wouldn't have to, because like that's all I want. Like that and maybe Spelunky, but whatever.
Well, you already own Spelunky.
Do you guys think they're going to do a Demon Souls remastered? Because that's been kind of a rumor for a while.
That is the rumors.
Well, that's up to Atlas.
The rumors for that have been so hard and so fierce. But the only people that have commented on it are people outside of Atlas.
Yep.
Very true. The reason, and like From Software developed Demon Souls, Atlas published it.
Well, they published it in America, didn't they?
No, they published it, period.
No, I thought Sony published it in Japan.
Yeah, Sony published.
Well, I think Studio Japan had a role in it. But my point is, From Software developed it. Atlas is predominantly associated with it, and I think they are actually the owners of the IP. I actually think Atlas owns Demon Souls, which is why Dark Souls was not Demon Souls 2; it was Dark Souls.
Is the Wipeout collection not coming out in June? It's late June, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so then they will probably show new trailer, new tracks, like a bunch of that, which I'm excited for because I played Wipeout on the PlayStation. Haven't touched it since, but I love the gameplay and I'm excited to play the remaster.
Like, I wouldn't put it past Sony to do like Wipeout collection and Windjammers as out nows. Because there's a beta going on for Windjammers. I'll bet you that's an out now.
No, because I don't think Wipeout, because Wipeout's after. Like,
actually,
Wipeout's like late June.
No, Wipeout is June 6th.
So it's before. We'll get it before the conference.
Oh, so Wipeout will come out, right before E3 when no journalists are paying attention, which means it's going to be garbage.
Or it just won't get coverage, but yes.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. So, I guess, Ray.
You gave me Microsoft?
Yes. Now, the reason I did this, and the reason I did this on purpose, not because Moose is a hammer bro, not because, I know Moose is a Sony pony, which he has freely admitted. The reason I did this is actually 100% meta, because there is no one who is better at a comeback than El Capitan, Ray Osorio. How? Microsoft, we've said it multiple times, and multiple guests on this show have said it. Microsoft is just lost. They don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And with their back against this proverbial wall, how do they bounce back? How do they rise above? Ray?
Let me go ahead. Let me try and figure this out. So I'm going to work my way backwards a little bit here. So I say Microsoft closes the show with Scorpio release date and price as their mic drop moment.
Do you want to predict that? What are your predictions on that?
I mean, if you give me my prediction on it, I say $5.99.
This is well, you don't have to. Okay, hang on. This sort of segment encompasses your first prediction.
I'm just asking.
Okay.
Yeah, Moose is just asking. We're just talking here.
I'm perfectly fine. With however you want to look at it. If you really want to go, if you really want to go prediction, I'm perfectly fine with giving that. I've been one of the proponents saying that the Scorpio is not going to be $399 or $499 like most people were thinking. I'm thinking the lowest it would probably be $549, but I'm standing firm at $599. That's just where I stand. Just knowing the technology and just the crazy RAM and everything that they've put into it, they can't sell it at a loss. They can't afford to, and looking at it, $600 is like budget end of what they have in it. And that's on the cheaper end. Maybe they get, better pricing, things like that, because they're buying bulk, blah, 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 all that kind of backdoor, business stuff. But I'm thinking, just working backwards that. I'm going to say that because Microsoft likes to launch things at weird times, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that late October, early November window for Scorpio to get it out of the hands of everyone. Right ahead of Black Friday, get the launch beforehand. I would honestly say, if I had to give a window, because I can't give an exact date, I would say probably anywhere from like October 27th through like November 17th would be right around the window that I would say that they would launch it in. Just going on a Friday, because they usually tend to want to release consoles on Fridays for whatever reason.
I'm going to a board game convention on November 17th, so I don't give a fuck about Scorpio.
So
do you feel like they will launch with something? Do you think they will say, "Oh, and Crackdown 3 comes out on the same day"?
I would have to say they have to put it with the system seller, so I would have to, or something they feel would move systems. So I think Crackdown is going to be that game. I really
Sea of Thieves.
No, Sea of Thieves is shit, man.
Are you kidding me?
I like Sea of Thieves. I like the idea of Sea of Thieves. I think they projected that with people playing it in a very poor manner, because basically those people, like, what that presentation of Sea of Thieves with all the gamers playing it and posturing for the camera, that is exactly how gamers look when they're playing dumb co-op experiences like that. And the reason it was so unnerving is because we were all looking at an uncanny valley. I don't know how many times I've been in a party with Moose or Phillips or Ray or whoever playing a dumb game, be it Helldivers, be it Bloodborne, be it Dark Souls, be it Rocket League, where all of us must have looked exactly like that but didn't want to acknowledge our own stupidity because we were having fun doing what we were doing. There's no way to translate that fun via a presentation at E3 to goddamn stockholders.
No,
There's
I agree.
Just no way.
I agree with you.
But like that still doesn't change the fact that thinking about it abstractly, I don't think Sea of Thieves is cool. I think Sea of Thieves almost had me buying an Xbox One.
No.
It almost had me buying it because here's the thing. When that was Moose. When that was announced, I was like, okay, Microsoft will have enough that'll make me want to buy it. Halo didn't grab me. Gears I never played anyway, so that was never going to grab me. Inside had me for a second, then it came out on PS4.
They announced it a month, not even a month later, coming to PS4.
Right. So and then I'm like, all right, cool. Don't need to buy a Microsoft console again. So if I'm ever going to get Microsoft games, it'll be when I'm playing them on a PC I have built, a la our Canadian mammal friend here.
Yes.
Ray, continue.
All right. So then they do, at some point, they talk about, probably before that, they do their ID at Xbox. Sizzle Reel probably talk about some experiences they bring to Xbox first. Because usually it's not really Xbox exclusive. It's more, hey, it's coming to Xbox first, and then it'll come to everything else.
When did they bring out Minecraft?
It's going to be in there because they're going to probably.
Do you think
they're probably going to do another?
Do you think they do a Minecraft?
They're going to do. I don't think it's going to be a Minecraft 2. It'll probably be some kind of crazy big expansion, like they did with the Windows version. I think Minecraft is going to be something like we were talking about, more of a platform, not so much of an update. Because I mean, if it's not broken, it doesn't need to be fixed. And Minecraft, for what it is, it's a simplistic engine. It does this, that, and the other. I think the only thing we see is iterative updates to add more content to it.
I could see that, but I could also see them saying, well, here's an update to the graphics. Here's an update to,
I think that's part of the charm. I think that's part of the charm of Minecraft.
Well, I'm not saying like an update to like make it look HD hyper realistic. I'm just saying like farther draw distance, I think to keep Minecraft alive, Microsoft is going to have to innovate with it. They can't sit there and say, how long's Minecraft been out? It's been out for like 6-7 years. They can't sit there and not say, here's the next groundbreaking innovation in our series. They need to come out with something. And I will bet money that Crackdown 3 and some kind of iteration in Minecraft will be involved with Scorpio.
Yeah.
You know they've got to be working on that. They've got to get something out there for people to buy the Scorpio. There's nothing on it. There's no games. And, some people could say, oh, well, I'll buy third-party games because it'll look better on it. Well, yeah, but what else are you going to play?
And that's only if they're optimized for it, and if it's not optimized properly. And see, that's the talk that I like to have with people, because you can talk about specs, you can talk about things on paper, but it's about the real world application of it and the execution. Right. So it could be, you could have the greatest thing, the greatest computer machine ever, but if it doesn't have anything to make it, use of that power, you just got a glorified, toaster, for all you know, kind of thing.
To quote Chris Farley in Tommy Boy, you just got a guaranteed piece of shit.
Well, there's that, because if you look at it, every game has to also play on the Xbox.
Yes, it has to play on the original Xbox.
So,
like the big
what
thing
is going to be optimized?
The big thing right now,
there's no exclusives for it.
Well, that I'm talking about, like optimizing games for Scorpio. If you're a third party, like going back to the Destiny conference, the big question was, well, will it run at 60 frames on Scorpio? as opposed to 30 frames on Xbox One and PS4 and PS4 Pro. And that's kind of like the big question right now with that game is, will they optimize it for Scorpio, or will they not do that because it'll give those players an advantage over the people who own an Xbox One or an Xbox One X?
It's going to be even keel. There's no reason why there's really nothing, no reason why they would over-optimize something better for one thing other than the same counterparts that they're going to be playing.
Right.
I agree with you, Ray. I agree. I don't think they're going to optimize that at all, but a lot of gamers still don't think.
Do you know what they're going to tell those gamers? They're going to tell those gamers to go buy it out on Battle.net for their PC.
Yeah,
they're going to sit there and they're going to say, we have PlayStation 4, we have Xbox, we have Scorpio, and we have PS4 Pro all playing in the same arena. We're not going to give the edge to the Scorpio. We're not going to give it to the Pro. We're going to lock it in at 30 frames per second for everybody. If you want 60 frames per second for freaking K, you got to go to PC. Buy it on our Battle.net. Here you go. Yep. And that's exactly what they're going to do. That's exactly what they're going to do.
The thing with that is that also too, though, there isn't enough Xbox One units out there to have any one developer show the favoritism unless it is a first party, and then in that case, the point is moot. It really is going to come to the point where, Activision has the deal exclusive with Sony, where all the content is exclusive on PlayStation first. So why would Microsoft any favors, against a business partner?
You look at that, and you've got Sony. Sony now has exclusive rights to Call of Duty. They've got the exclusive rights to the content first, which is what Microsoft has in the last generation. Now they've got Destiny. There's no reason for these developers to go, oh, well, we'll give all our initial content to Sony, but then we're going to put the best version on the Xbox Scorpio. Why would they do that and alienate the fan base?
They can't. And that's the thing. The other thing that really strikes me as odd is if you have this super powerful machine in Scorpio, why not say, hey, you know what? This game is going to be playable on Scorpio. I know why, because they can't afford to take that kind of risk and put a game out on one of their platforms because they are no longer the lead horse in this race. I mean, had it been the other way around, had it been like the lead that they had 360 versus PS3, I think Microsoft would be playing a lot of things a lot looser rather than so close to the chest.
Ray, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How many PlayStations are out there? How many starting PlayStation 1? So there's 4. So there's PlayStation 2, 3, and 4. There's only 2 Xboxes, or 3 now. There's the Xbox, the 360, and now there's the Xbox One. So I feel, in my personal opinion, Microsoft doesn't know how to take chances. And this is why they shoot themselves in the foot every single time it comes to E3 and every single time it comes to announcing games for their systems. They don't know how to play the long game. If you look at The Last Guardian, they would have killed that in 3 years worth of development, like they did Scalebound. They wouldn't have put that out. But Sony understands their fan base, and they understand that their fan base is diverse and wants more than just a bro shooter, which is Halo or Gears of War and Minecraft. That's it. That's the top 3 things that they have. They don't know how to invest in IPs. They invested in what was from Insomniac, a crazy game from Sunset Overdrive.
And
so
it was
they invested in Sunset Overdrive, but they didn't invest in it in the proper way. They didn't market it properly. The game was great. It did well when it came to critics, but it bombed. You know why? Because Xbox fans don't buy anything else than Halo, Gears of War, or even Minecraft. That's all they buy. And they buy the third-party games. So now you look at it, and their system is significantly behind the PlayStation 4 because of this. So I feel that is Microsoft's problem. If they need to find a way to stop thinking, and this is the problem, money. We need to make the most amount of money that we can. Like, they could have put out Scalebound, and it could have made 25% profits. Well, it probably would have bombed because nobody on an Xbox is going to buy that. Nobody on an Xbox is going to buy that game. I hate to break it to all the Xbox fans out there, but nobody on an Xbox is going to buy that game because it's not Halo and it's not Gears of War. That's why they're not
real
going
to me, damn it.
So what Microsoft needs to do is they need to learn to play the long game, and they're constant. Like Sony may do sequels. Sony's got a Last of Us 2 coming out. They've got a God of War. What is it now? 4, but it's
15,
not really.
Who cares?
I'm talking in the timeline, but so they've got
like main games,
right.
The fourth God of War.
So, but you look at it, they have those games coming out, but they're putting out like Horizon Zero Dawn. They're putting out Bloodborns. They're putting out Gravity Rush. They're partnering with Square, and they're putting out Nier and Neo. They're partnering with Team Ninja to do Neo. So I mean, you look at this, like Sony is ahead of the game and saying, what else can we put on here besides like the same shit that you could get on every other console, you know?
Yeah, I think Microsoft started off the generation on the wrong foot with their PR speak, and I don't think they've ever really recovered from that. And they kind of just keep having foot and mouth syndrome, or they're like, "Hey, we're gonna do this," and they'll open the conference with, "Hey, by the way, all these awesome backwards compatible games are now available via the Xbox library thing." But it's basically them taking an idea of what they were offering with their games with gold and downloading and this, that, the other, and now and their backwards compatibility and expanding that into basically what can be said is Xbox Now, which is just like PlayStation. Only difference is you download versus stream. And it's all old games. It's 100 backwards compatible games from the 360.
Thank you. That's all they have. You know, Sony sits there and announces, "Oh, hey, we've got Horizon coming out," and Nintendo's like, "We got Breath of the Wild." Hey, guess what? Microsoft's got coming out. Oh, they got backwards compatibility of Cars fucking 2. Like, I mean, you can't be doing that as a studio. You need to be pushing out more games that are just as good.
I've been waiting for Cars 2 since Cars 2 was released.
You know what? I actually have gotten some information and numbers and things like that from some retail sources and things like that when they were talking about Microsoft on their earnings call and things like that. More Xbox Live hours are being used on Xbox backwards compatible games on Xbox One than they are for actual Xbox One titles.
Yes, it's because everyone really wants Red Dead. That's why.
You paid $500. You sold your Xbox 360 to pay $500 to buy a new 360. That's basically you bought the new 360 and you sat there and you're back there playing Black Ops 2 for the 1,000th hour now, you know. What I forgot to say
was wrong. Just saying.
So what I forgot to say when I was talking about Sony was, and I have to credit Captain Canada, Matt Phillips, because I agree with him on this. In their latest conversation, their latest press release, or their conference call, Sony was talking about how only a third of the people that buy their systems are using their PlayStation Plus. He feels, and I agree with him, that's why I will state this, that Sony is also going to come out at E3 coming out with some kind of feature which sweetens the pot for people to get PlayStation Plus. And personally, he hasn't said this, and I haven't had a chance to ask him yet. I feel they're going to throw in the rent PlayStation 4 hit games at a higher tier. So you pay $60 a month and you get your traditional PlayStation Plus, but you pay $70 or $60 a year, you get your traditional PlayStation Plus. But if you pay $70 to $80 a year, you can rent from a giant list of PlayStation 4 games. You don't even have to buy them. You could just download them and start playing them at any time that you want to. And I feel that PlayStation Plus is going to see a huge bump in the content that they're providing. So I agree with him. But anyways, I'm done.
Yeah, no, it's just one of they talk about that, and then probably right after that, we'll probably see something about something from EA, because EA always does something with Microsoft because they're partnered. So it'll probably be like Battlefield or whatever, like new DLC for Battlefield maybe, or the new Madden or new FIFA or whatever, whatever they just put in that slot, which we always see, which is kind of redundant because EA has their own thing, and then just to kind of see the rehashes that we see at the big three sometimes, or more of the big two rather than Nintendo. Nintendo not so much.
They're not a big three anymore. It's just the big two. Nintendo doesn't even show up.
I still say Nintendo's still part of the big three because their name is still synonymous with the conversation of console gaming and things like that. So really, it's just one of those things where we'll probably see more from Sea of Thieves. We'll see more of Cuphead because Cuphead still hasn't come out yet.
Do you think we'll get a release date?
I would hope better. I would have to say they better because it's.
What about Below? So I know
we could see something from Below.
My sources, there's some internal issues, so they're kind of just developing that. Do you guys feel like, because I know they push those a lot lately, and to be honest, the only reasons I would buy an Xbox One was for Below, was for Cuphead, and it's an old game, but they remastered it, Castle Crashers. I freaking loved Castle Crashers, but you know what I did?
It was a great game.
I went out and bought a PlayStation 3 for dirt cheap for freaking Demon Souls, and now I can play Castle Crashers on that. So I don't even need an Xbox.
And 3D Dot Game Heroes, yeah.
Yes, and 3D Dot Game Heroes. So anyways, I feel like they have to produce on that. They have to at least give a time frame. If it's not even this year, they have to say something to where, okay, Cuphead is coming out spring next year, or Below is coming out in the fall. They have to give some information.
Something else you forgot that I know will probably be at this E3 for Sony, Moose, is probably Shenmue 3 because it has a 2017 release date.
You're right.
They have to start talking about that because it's been 2 years.
Only reason I know that is because I backed it, so I got an email like, hey, we have more information coming soon, blah, blah, blah. Stay tuned. And it's like, yep, that's E3.
Okay. You know what? I could finally do this. All the times I called Corey dumb for pre-ordering a Switch, I could say, Ray, you're dumb for backing Shenmue. Just saying.
I love my forklift driver simulator.
I mean, you can have that. And you can go meet sailors on the dock all you want, but
do you think there's any meat on a bone, any weight to the fact that there might be a Shenmue 1 and 2 release? Well,
wait, you're talking about actual games. My bad.
So Ray, do you feel like there's any truth to the rumors that they might put out a collection of Shenmue 1 and 2?
Oh, I think it would be true because they have to drum up interest for this. For them to go all in the way they did to back them, basically what they did was like, hey, you know what? We'll back you this. We'll front you this much, but the rest you have to get. For Sony to even kind of take that risk, they have to do something to sweeten the deal, or else I love Shenmue, but it'll be those of us that played the first two that'll back the new one.
Right.
And unfortunately, it only sold I think 600,000 copies on the original Dreamcast. So
that's because it was on the original Dreamcast. It's like Mario Maker being shuttered on the Wii U. But so I need to curtail this because we've been going a while.
I wasn't done. I was about to finish.
You always say that. Finish, Ray. Finish all over my face.
Well, I was getting there. So we're going to see more on Sea of Thieves and Cuphead. We'll do the ID at Xbox thing. I would hope that they give us something else. Scorpio will probably end up being the end of the show, and I wouldn't be surprised if they end up bundling with like Halo Master Chief Collection or like the Halo Collection or something like that. It's going to have something crazy to go with it.
Okay, but you originally said Scorpio release date and price was your prediction.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. Okay, so Ray has his first prediction, Scorpio release date and price. Moose has Demon Souls. He has a From Software related title being announced. I'm just gonna lump it in just so it's easy. Corey, yours was Metroid, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can get behind that.
Starting with Moose, your additional 2 E3 predictions. Quickly, no real statements, just say it.
Oh shit! That you put me on the spot.
Welcome to NGR, sir. Shoot from the hip. Pretend like you're me in the division.
Is EA having a conference, or they said
they have it on Saturday? It's some weird thing on Saturday that
it's gonna bomb. It's gonna bomb tremendously, like it normally does. That's my prediction. I think Sony and Nintendo are both gonna. That's one prediction. I think Sony and Nintendo are gonna pull from the depths of their IP and just announce something like completely out there. Because they both, Nintendo and Sony, both have to take away from the spotlight that is Scorpio. Like, they need to produce something that is wowing. And so I think that they're both just going to, I mean, it could be an entire Halo collection at 60 frames per second, 1080p, only available on the Scorpio, and you get it with the Scorpio when you pre-order. And Sony could bring back SOCOM. They could bring back SOCOM, or they could bring back Siphon Filter. You know what I mean? Like, they could dig deep and say, we've been producing this, here it is, So those are my E3 off the wall crazy predictions. Matt?
Ray?
Sony gives us release date for Final Fantasy VII to take away the spotlight from Scorpio. Because that'll make the fanboys lose their mind. And I would say Nintendo gives us something probably meaty, like a remaster of something that was really that they wanted to do well, that did well maybe on the Wii U, but probably maybe didn't see the whole fan base, that they could have saw had it been more popular. So I think they're going to give us something out of one of their IPs. If I had to guess something, I would say probably something like maybe like a remaster of like Fire Emblem, the what was it, the Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei crossover or whatever it was.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah, there we go. Tokyo Mirage Sessions or something like that. Mario Maker.
Mirage Sessions, but okay.
Yeah, Sharp FE. But yeah, I'll say that. So those are my two.
All right. Well, this is a tough one to do on the spot, but I think Nintendo.
I gave you plenty of time.
I know, but my brain doesn't work that fast, or at all. But I think Nintendo is going to say that Pokemon Stars is a Switch exclusive version of that game to try to sell units this fall alongside Mario. And I also think, my second prediction, I guess, Xbox is going to announce 4K texture packs for Master Chief Collection and Halo 5 and a $30 expansion to Halo 5 that leads into Halo 6 that will also include an invite to the Halo 6 beta running at 4K 60 frames a second on Scorpio. Because they already said there's no Halo 3 anniversary coming.
They've got to have something Halo this fall.
Which is what I thought it was going to be. I thought their big reveal was going to be a Halo 3 anniversary with the invite to the Halo 6 multiplayer beta. But they got to have something Halo related this year because they will not have Gears because Gears came last year. And if it's not going to be Halo 6, then it's going to be some sort of expansion that focuses on Master Chief because that's what people want.
They got to keep the Xbox suckling at the teat. So,
and offering 4K texture packs for Halo 5 plus that expansion would be a good way to move a Scorpio unit, especially if you had a Halo 5 Scorpio bundle.
I could see them coming out and being like, if you buy a Scorpio, you're, Halo 5, you can put the disc in and download an update and it runs 4K. So you don't even have to buy the game. To be honest, even the texture pack, they can make it more appealing by saying...
That's what I'm saying. The texture packs will be free, but they'll have an expansion to show it off, like all the new technology behind Scorpio.
They can do old maps. I don't even know what kind of maps are in Halo 5, but they could be like, here's a bunch of Halo 1 maps running in Halo 5, and people would lose their freaking minds because
hang them high pistols.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So here are my 3 predictions. From Software will not announce Bloodborne 2 or Demon Souls 2. That's just
Wow, that's quite a prediction.
Secondly, I actually think this is a terrible prediction, but it's probably going to happen. We'll get more Kojima on the Sony stage.
Oh, for God's sake! For God's sake!
It's only and if only to give me fodder for when Shaniqua brings the salt to Nerd Overdrive.
Yes, it's gonna be more Kojima and more naked Norman Reedus. Just saying.
Stop! Just stop with it.
And I actually think, how do I want to say this? I think Rockstar is going to appear on Microsoft stage.
Really, with Red Dead Redemption 2?
Yeah, I mean, it won't be like. Hang on.
Did they already say they had the partnership with Sony? Didn't they already say that?
Yes.
Oh,
so fuck
you. Okay, then I'll predict something else.
Buddy. That's what I was trying to get at, buddy.
Okay, my bad.
I'm trying to
tell you not happening, man.
Okay, well, all right. That just puts me in another problem. Okay. I've got one. This is out of left field. Not gonna fucking happen.
All the sports games end in a number.
I love you, Ray.
Oh man.
Mod racing. Mod nation racers.
No, that's not it either. I'll bet you this. Now that Last Guardian has come out, Fumito Ueda is going to come out on stage at Sony with an indie game and talk about it.
I can imagine that.
But now,
I think it would be Microsoft stage is an FU to Sony.
But even Fumito Ueda likes money. He's be like, Microsoft ain't selling shit. I'm from Japan. Nobody's gonna buy my game.
Yeah, that's true.
He's gonna say it exactly like that. But yeah, so those are my three dumb and probably wrong predictions. Corey.
Yeah.
Guess what time it is?
What time is it?
Game time.
Game time.
Oh shit.
It's your turn.
We're talking about 20 questions, aren't we?
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad this train went in reverse to catch up to you. Great.
Why you think of that? I got to take a mini break.
No, he has his game. I know he's ready. You're just gonna go last in the question rotation. So go pee. Go do what you got to do. Now that he's gone, we could talk about him. So, Moose knows the rules. He's done this several times. Ray, you know the rules.
Yes.
What game is this? No, I'm kidding. Corey, you got a game. I'm just going to get us rolling.
Where's the pachinko?
Okay, hang him up. Hang him up now. I do not want him on my team.
Hey, I helped win.
Where's the pachinko? Get out of this show!
I helped win last week. By the way, it was my guess that actually won it.
No, you guys. No, it was just because it was on your turn. That was the only reason it was.
I had the idea of when we were at like question 10. I was just like, dude, I think this is freaking.
Dude, I listened to the episode earlier today. You guys didn't even have a clue until like question 16.
Well, I was close. I was close. I threw Dragon's Crown out there, and everybody's like, "Oh, what about this? Or what about that?"
I think Corey was thinking of games that weren't published by Atlas.
Yeah, he was. He was. All right, so let's do this.
Okay, so I'm going to open this the same way I always do. Was this game initially released in the HD era?
Yes.
Sweet. Infamous. No.
Time to figure out platform. Is this game a Nintendo exclusive?
No.
Attaboy, Ray.
Because and
now we gotta wait for Moose because he.
Yeah, with Corey, I always go Nintendo first just to be like, oh, it's not Nintendo, okay. All right, we have a shot. If it's Nintendo, Corey makes it hard on purpose.
I didn't say it didn't appear on Nintendo.
He said exclusive.
I know.
God damn it! I didn't even think about that.
More than likely, probably not. If it's a third-party game, more than likely not.
You don't know that.
Because Nintendo doesn't.
But see, we know it's 2000. It's Wii on, so
2005.
Watch it be like Bayonetta 2 or something. That's exactly what it's gonna be. Okay,
But Bayonetta 2 is a Nintendo exclusive.
no, watch it just be Bayonetta. So Moose, we know that the game was initially released in the HD era.
So 2005 on.
Okay.
And we also know that it was not a Nintendo exclusive.
So it wasn't a piece of shit.
Brofist.
Cheers. Anyways,
I'm out of beer.
so my next. That's why I had to pee. So I was like, I'm grabbing one. So it's HD generation.
HD era.
Era. Okay, era. So 2005 on, and it's not a Nintendo exclusive. Is it first person?
No.
Okay.
Whoops.
Is it a Western developed game?
Ooh.
Yes.
So that rules out Platinum.
Rules out a lot.
Rules out Platinum, Square, Kojima,
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Ray's up next, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, which is fine. I just wanted to know where I was.
All right, guys. So what I missed? Sorry about that. I had to go take a break.
Okay, it is a Western developed game.
Okay.
And what was your question, Moose? I forgot.
First person.
Was it first person?
Okay. So is it first person? So it's a Western
No,
developed
it's
game.
not
and
first
first
person.
person.
And it's a Western developed game.
Yeah, it's not first person. Not first person. And it's not a Eastern developed game. So
Do we want
it's not
to
Nintendo,
narrow
it's
down-
not Platinum.
Do we want to narrow down whether or not it's this current generation or not?
Well, you have a problem there, Ray, because there's a lot of remasters that came out last gen that got moved to this gen. So
Yeah.
So you're kind of like effed.
Well, yeah, because we did say initially released, and that Corey could use that to his advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
And we did say Nintendo exclusive.
Hey, Corey. He's like, hello? Am I working?
Hey, shut up, Corey. We're strategizing here.
Yeah, we're trying to strategize.
Sorry, my internet went out.
We know it's not first person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do we want to?
It's a Western developer, so it's got to be in the United States, Canada,
Or
Probably.
Mexico.
So it's got to be third person, probably RPG is my guess, to be honest with you. But do we want to ask if it's an RPG or not? Because that breaks it down a lot.
But see, here's the thing. Now, if you ask if it's an RPG or it could be something with RPG elements, and I think we need to go more abstract than that. So,
what about if it was a? What if it was a? Hey, what?
Hey, no. This is an ABC or is an AB conversation. See your way out of it.
What if we ask if it was a console exclusive or not?
Because we know it's not Nintendo exclusive.
Yeah. So I mean, it could be Microsoft or Sony. I don't know.
I don't want to alarm you, Moose.
There's a cat.
But there's a cat Jeet trying to attack you.
I know. She hates me. Okay, so I closed the door to the bedroom and she can't get out. She came in here when I went to go to the bathroom, and now I closed the door and she looked at me and I'm like, "You're locked in here with me, honey."
Only way Moose can get any pussy is to lock it up in the room with him.
That's right. My wife's gonna kill me after this. But anyway.
Yeah, so
we
Ray is up.
were strategizing, and I don't think we ever got to the end of the question of which one I should ask.
I think you had started asking. You had started asking if it was a third-party publisher, and that was when Corey dropped out because he didn't want to answer the question.
Yeah, is it?
Motherfucker was scared.
A third-party game, Corey?
Is it a first-party game?
Third-party.
Third-party game? Third-party game, yes. Well,
Oh, God damn.
Are you talking about overall or initially?
Was it by a third-party publisher? Say that, Ray.
It wasn't by a third-party publisher.
That question's complicated.
Damn it, Corey! Why are you going to pick something that's...
We're done.
We need to start creating rules.
You win, you lose, Corey. Just
why?
No. He can't. You can't do that at the first one because I've put them through the ringer.
That's horrible. This is
horrible. Matt has put us through.
This is child's play compared to
which one was that?
I've been sitting going.
Originally, it was a first-party published game.
Okay.
Mass Effect.
So in the HD era, it was a first-party.
Mass Effect. Mass Effect was originally a first-party game, and then it became a third-party game. Published.
Oh.
Mass Effect was only published for the Xbox by Microsoft Studios. And then when they came out with Mass Effect 2, when they came out with Mass Effect 2, they were like, we need to bring the trilogy to the PlayStation.
To everywhere, yeah.
Yes. And so either Microsoft relented on their license.
No, EA bought that.
Bought it. Or like you said, EA bought it. And therefore they were able to put it in the trilogy. I'm just saying Mass Effect's on the table because he said it was initially first. I
like that idea. I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole with you.
Okay, I love you, Matt. I love going down rabbit holes with you.
I wanna just hug you. Is there a morality tree in this game?
Yeah.
I yield to Moose.
Is it a third-person shooter?
Yeah.
Ray.
It's Mass Effect.
No, don't guess it yet.
I'm not.
Ray, what you need to ask is, did it initially show up on the 360 and then show up on the PlayStation 3?
I just sent you a question in the text.
Ooh, I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Is the character's name Shepard?
One of the characters.
Triggy dog.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna tee this up for Moose. Is the main character's last name Shepard? Or is the main character's name Shepard?
Yeah.
Is the game Mass Effect?
Yeah.
You goddamn record! Oh, that was fucking exhilarating.
We came back.
I'm sorry I showed up as a surprise and ruined your day, Corey. That was a good one.
No, don't you ever apologize for that.
Don't apologize for winning. Winners don't apologize.
Tough men don't dance. Winners don't apologize.
There's no crying at baseball.
Not the gumdrop buttons.
Not the buttons. I don't know why
I said that to you guys today too. I felt like it. I was like, hey, I feel like seeing what the guys are up to. Not the buttons.
We must go to goddamn Berlin.
I would like to say that I think I redeemed myself for the nuclear throne debacle That happened the first time I was on. And that was a game that Matt made us guess and just yeah, no, I did.
Oh, remember when Matt did the stupid harmonics game one? That was evil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's probably the worst.
No, that was perfect.
Oh, that was good, man.
I honestly thought I fucking had you guys last week. I really did. I was so close. They got through all 20 and still guessed it. No,
we just did it because Corey didn't want to guess prematurely. I was like, Corey, we should guess. He's like, no, not yet.
What was the game from last week?
Dragon's Crown. I had it I had it.
Dude, that game is amazing.
I mentioned it, Matt. When did I first mention that? Like question 10, I think I first what about Dragon's Crown, guys? I think it may be Dragon's Crown. And they're like,
remember.
We're not sure.
I listened to it earlier, but you guys were like, you guys really didn't start sort of heading that way until question 16. You might have mentioned it earlier. I don't remember. All I know is the minute I heard that mention, I'm like, fuck, they're gonna get it.
You should have known better than to try and guess that one on me, though, because Dragon's Crown is one of my favorite games on Vita.
I know, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to guess it. It really doesn't.
It is a good game on Vita, and now that I have a PlayStation 3, I might buy it on PlayStation 3. But...
Wait till you get a Switch and you're able to buy it there. Just saying.
You know what I'm hyped for? I'm hyped for Rainbow Moon. I want to play Rainbow Moon.
Is there a new game coming out soon?
Rainbow Skies. It's Rainbow Skies. Rainbow Moons.
Have they announced anything about that? They haven't said anything. They've been super.
They said they've been developed. I've been watching them closely. They've been doing a good job of developing it, but I think it'll be out this year.
I think I'm gonna go back and play it again.
That game. Rainbow Moon is great, but the new one's called Rainbow Skies.
Yeah, I know.
I know. I just wanted to clarify for anyone listening.
Earlier, or actually no, Saturday. It's Wednesday now, but Saturday, I had the best Spelunky run I have ever had.
Did you stream it?
No, because I was on Vita at the hospital.
He doesn't care, and he doesn't care either, so he's not going to stream it.
No, I will if I'm on PS4. I haven't been near my PS4 in months. It's sad.
Your PS4 thinks you don't love it anymore.
A month.
Zelda's a really good game.
So's Prey.
It is. Yeah, you're right. All I've been hearing about Prey, man, it makes me want to fucking play it. Too many games. I need to just get rid of a system, like my Wii U.
And buy a Switch next.
Actually, you better sell that. You better sell that third party. Don't trade that bad boy in because it's worth money. Because people want them. You can't.
I had the best Spelunky run I've ever had. I had 330,000 gold by the time I hit the final world, which was a record for me. So I was sitting there. I'm like, I'm going to get the big money trophy today. So I basically mined the shit out of the first level in the final world of Spelunky, or final world proper, we'll call it. Mm-hmm. And I got 100,000 gold out of that, with the ghost chasing me and everything. I said, "Fuck you, ghost! I got a ton of bombs. I got a jetpack. What?" And then I got to the City of Gold, and I finally got the big money trophy in Spelunky, and I'm like, yes, I'm going to do this! And I died at Olmec. I don't know what it is.
Isn't Olmec the statue from Legends of the Hidden
Temple? Yeah. But he's also the final boss in main world Spelunky. Yep. Now, when you do all the secret shit, like you get the key, the chest, the Ujit Eye, get to the black market, get the Ankh, and in the ice caves, in the level with the Moe statue, you commit suicide, and then you have to kill Anubis in the final world to get his little Egyptian staff thing. You can use that as your key into the City of Gold, to where you can get the Necronomicon. Because all of this makes sense. Once you do all that, you have to kill Olmec in the perfect spot to get to hell. And I literally all he needed to do was drop down one more time after the time where he killed me because I was caught blinking. I would have got to hell for the first time. Ever.
Oh damn!
And I was just like, it was literally any time you've ever watched Patrick Klepek from formerly of Giant Bomb stream Spelunky, and he just goes, "What?" Like that's what I did, and I think I scared 3 patients because I was doing it at work.
Nice.
God damn, that game is still fun though.
I need to play more of that game.
Corey, you know what I want more of? That
What?
I don't think we'll ever see again. Advance Wars.
Yeah, well, that Tiny Tanks or whatever is coming to Switch.
And guess what? And guess what? And guess what? That is not.
Well, it's a bunch of teams from a bunch of developers from Intelligent Systems who want to make Advance Wars. And
Yes, and the modern Halo games are people who love Halo. Guess what they're not doing?
Making Halo.
Great Halo.
Yeah, it's true. What is it? 343.
I'm just saying, if you want that fix.
343's making Halo now.
Yeah. Well, that's still a bunch of.
I'm going to tell you right now, if Atlas ever says, "Yeah, we're going to hand off Persona to somebody else," guess what game I'm not playing again?
The next Persona.
Persona.
Yeah.
Because that, I mean, even Persona 5, which is literally, I mean, yes, there are kind of macro iterations, and we could have a complete discussion on why Persona 5 is different than Persona 4. But even with all of that, it still captures the heart and soul of a fucking phenomenal game.
Well,
and packages it differently, and all the details are there.
You make that comment about Persona,
okay,
and I agree with that. And so like my prediction of Bloodborne 2 showing up, if From Software had nothing to do with Bloodborne 2, I probably would not buy it from the get-go. I would buy it on sale or whatever, because they had to have come into some deal where Sony was like, listen, this is our second chance, come in, From Software helped Studio Japan make a game, they collaborated, and they made Bloodborne. And you have to know in that contract is we're going to do sequels and other games. It has to be in there, and they have to be doing it. But to be honest, if Bloodborne came out and it wasn't done by From Software, but it was done by Studio Japan, I would buy it, but not like at initial release.
I mean, that would be one of those situations where I actually read reviews, not pay attention to review scores.
Yeah, just read them and see what people think about it. Like, and not necessarily like IGN or GameSpot, but like the people that love those type of games, that loved Bloodborne and appreciated the mechanics and appreciated everything that it put forth, and then to say, this is a yay or nay if you are a Bloodborne person. Like, hey, we love Bloodborne, but Bloodborne 2 is not done by From Software. It's done by just Studio Japan, but it is amazing. Buy it, then I would be on it, and I'd be on it like white on rice. So
yeah. Okay, let's wrangle this. Moose, Hammer Bro, where you at? Where we find you?
I am at Sven on PSN, SVHENN. I'm also on Instagram at that handle. I'm also on Twitter at that handle. You can find me in a lot of the Facebook groups. I hang out with Matt, which is sometimes unfortunate, but I like hanging out with the guy. He's got a pretty face, and he can handle himself in Helldivers, so that's always a good thing.
Oh, those times. Ray.
Yeah.
All right, so mine is going to be a little longer, unfortunately. I'm not going to forget to plug myself this time, unfortunately. So I'm Elray NY617, so that's ELREY NY617. Twitter, Twitch, PSN, Xbox, but don't add me there because I don't play there really, and Steam.
Because you don't have one.
technically I got my PC, but the only game I can play on it right now is Gears, which I have. But and then also on Nintendo Network, I'm there. I only have 3DS and Wii U though. Then you can find my show, Nerd Overdrive. It's at nerd_overdrive on Twitter. You can also find our Extra Life efforts at PHX_overdrive. Also Facebook.com/Phoenix Overdrive. And on Instagram, PHX_overdrive. Our community page, which you guys we kind of all lump all together with that, is Facebook.com/groups/PO Nation. Where we discuss the latest and greatest things in gaming and news and share all things nerd. You can check out all of our previous shows on YouTube, youtube.com/Phoenix Overdrive, as well as on SoundCloud for the audio streaming version, and on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play Music by searching for Nerd Overdrive. You can catch all of our shows live every week because we actually do the live thing. And this was our first week back after about a month off, but just give you a heads up. If you go back looking for things in the last month, you're not going to find anything but our recent show. Facebook, the Facebook Phoenix Overdrive, and then Twitch, twitch.tv/PHX_overdrive, and then adding live to our YouTube URL. Thank you guys. Always, we do have a lot of new and exciting things coming for our game day, and our raffle was just announced for our PlayStation 4 Slim Bundle, which gets you Uncharted 4 and Madden NFL 17. Those are $2 a ticket. Find our information more on our Facebook page at the Phoenix Overdrive page on Facebook, or our extra-life.org, and search for Phoenix Overdrive there. But thank you guys again for having me on the show. I actually really enjoyed this show. Maybe not as much as last week because we had some crazy shenanigans.
Oh man, last week was
it was a great show this week, and I always love being able to catch up with Moose because we haven't done too much together lately and playing games and stuff. So thanks, Corey. Love you, bro.
Love you too, buddy.
I love Matt too. Love you too, Moose.
Love you, man. I just want to drop one more bomb before we're done. Mass Effect 1 was totally better than Mass Effect 2 or 3.
Thank you! Thank you so much!
Kiss my ass if you disagree. Kiss my ass if you disagree.
I love you, Moose.
I'm pretty sure this panel's unanimous on that.
Yeah, we all agree. We all agree. The listeners are like, "Oh, that burns my ear holes."
It popped into my head while we were sitting here. I was like, "Oh, we actually won the 20-question challenge, and it was Mass Effect." And I'm like, I played so much of that game, but like it's got a special place in my heart, and I'm actually playing through it right now on PlayStation 3. I'm not trying to do the platinum or anything. I'm just playing through it to play. To get to Mass Effect 2 and then Mass Effect 3, because of the ending of Mass Effect 3, I never beat Mass Effect 3 on the 360. I owned it, but I never beat it. So now I bought it at a sale on PS3, so now I'm trying to get through it. But anyways, Mass Effect 1 is the best of the series. Hands down.
Me, I am Infinite_Rewind on PS4, Instagram. I'm there on Twitter, but I couldn't tell you the last time I tweeted or twatted or however you say that, past tense. I am also going to have a bit of time this upcoming weekend. Watch NGRradio.com because there are going to be some reviews going up of music albums. So if you don't like music, you might not want to read them. Or if you want to get into some cool stuff from this year, you might want to read them. Yeah, you can also find me on the Platinum Achievement Podcast, and apparently John Martin wants me to be a regular on his new beer show. So I will be talking beer there. Our most recent episode featured none other than my jolly cooperation hammer bro here, Moose. And that was a good time, even though everyone, wanted to react to my statements right off the bat rather than let me explain my point.
Not me.
Lies. Corey, take us home.
All right. Well, you can follow me on Twitter at Corey Hudson in HD. You can follow me on Instagram at Corey in HD. I'm also going to start streaming a little bit more. Twitch.tv/Corey in HD. Probably some Mass Effect, some Mario Kart, Destiny, stuff like that.
Andromeda?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Are you playing it? You playing Andromeda on PS4?
How was the facial
Xbox
physics? Are the facial animations hilarious?
It looks fine to me. I don't.
It looks fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll punch him the next time I go to Pennsylvania.
Deformed faces, they look fine to you, Corey? Is that what you're trying to say? I don't even know why I'm donning the German accent. I don't even know.
What's going on?
Jesus.
Hey,
We need to get
you
Matt.
signed on for it, buddy. You signed on for it.
Just dash boot. There you go. There you go, Matt. Go get some
Corey,
beer.
you want to go to Berlin, Corey?
That's when Corey pops in
There.
his car.
Now I can. Now I can finish because I muted that.
There you go. See, take charge. Take charge.
You can find this podcast every Monday at 10 a.m. on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play, and your podcast service of preference. NGRradio.com. You can find all of our videos there and our reviews and stuff like that. Join the NGR Radio Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/NGR Radio. If you're into Dark Souls and Bloodborne and those kinds of games, you can join the hashtag Hammer Bros Inc. Facebook group.
Yeah.
And download and listen to Ray's show and all that good stuff. I think that's it, right? That's all the things I got. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. And until next week, we love you.
Banana and out.
Rise above.
And because